Hi, I'm Rory from XR Today, bringing you the latest in news and conversation from the extended reality space. Today, we'll be discussing the opportunities available for cross-reality creatives on the Psychic VR Lab platform, the NEWVIEW Project, as well as the STYLY creative platform. Joining me today is Kevin Joyce, local coordinator for STYLY and NEWVIEW. Welcome.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to come in and talk about Psychic VR Lab and everything we're doing.
That's great. So for those who are watching, could you introduce us to Psychic VR Lab?
Sure. So Psychic VR Lab, we're an XR company based in Japan. The principles behind Psychic VR Lab are to try and democratize access to XR art. The platform that they have built, STYLY, incorporates AR, VR, and MR. And there's many different ways to use these platforms, either to produce your art and share it on the platform, or to use it as a plugin for Unity and create art that you can share there, or just as a user to give you greater access to what people are creating in XR art, again, be it AR, VR, or even through web VR through a web browser.
So how does the STYLY creative platform fit into Psychic VR Lab's vision?
So the STYLY platform is the lead product from Psychic VR Lab. And as I say, the vision is all about democratization of XR. At Psychic VR Lab, we want to make AR and VR content accessible to everybody. And art is something that's very close to the founders' hearts. Everyone that works at the head office in Japan has been an artist of some form prior to coming to Psychic VR Lab. And so their view is that with AR and VR as a brand new medium, it could be difficult. Some people might find it challenging to cross the barriers needed for entry into bringing their traditional mediums of art into the XR space. And so STYLY is the gateway for that, is the path that they have created in order to make it so that whether you're a sculptor or a traditional oil paint artist or whatever your form may be, your medium, your chosen medium, you can take that step to bring it to XR, to show it to more people around the world without necessarily having to exhibit in a real world gallery or create installations. You can do this now through a mobile phone or a headset or even through a web browser.
That's very nice. You talk about the idea of a democratized platform. What opportunities and benefits does a democratized platform like STYLY present for XR creatives?
Yeah, well, this actually works well with my personal belief in what XR can achieve. So prior to working with Psychic VR Lab, I worked as a VR journalist, and prior to that as a traditional games journalist. So I've been in the tech industry, if you like, for tech entertainment industry for coming on 20 years now. And I've always viewed XR as a brand new opportunity, as a new opportunity for us to get new minds involved in the creative process. There is no requirement to have been in the industry for 10, 15 years and gain that knowledge. You can jump straight into VR without having to have gone through traditional video game production or film production or anything similar. And I personally feel that we need to keep those barriers low. We need to invite new minds and new ideas into this industry so we can make it something more exciting for everybody, more accessible and exciting for everybody. And STYLY works with that by not presenting any immediate barriers before you begin. So if you do know Unity and Maya and so on, then of course you can use those skills and you can create some fantastic artwork simply by uploading through the Unity plugin for STYLY. But if you're not aware of any of these tools or how to use them, you can simply get your assets from wherever you choose, download them from the Unity store or from Mixamo or wherever it may be, and upload them as prefabs into STYLY, and then create your art, your scenes in VR. You can put that headset on and manipulate art as if it were, as if you can do it with Tilt Brush as well. You can create something in Tilt Brush and import it into STYLY and distribute it. And the end user doesn't need to have Tilt Brush to view your Tilt Brush creations. They don't even need to know what it is. They can simply download the STYLY app and view it in AR, VR, whatever your intention is for it. And that to me is the crux of it. That to me is, it's showcasing that XR should be for everybody. There's no reason there's nothing complicated about it. The barrier for entry is literally picking up your phone, and everybody obviously knows how to pick up their phone. And so why don't we create AR and VR experiences that everybody can access. Now, I'm not saying that doesn't mean we don't all love Half-Life Alyx. Of course we do. As I say, I come from a games background. We all want those deep, rich experiences. But there is a large percentage of the audiences who have no idea how to put an Oculus Rift or a Valve Index onto their PC, or even have any inclination to buy a PC that can do that. And so let's lower those barriers and let everybody be a part of this. And obviously, once they've experienced something, a piece of art that they really enjoy, or a short VR experience, maybe we can see people growing with the rest of us into what will eventually become a metaverse.
So interesting. Are there some e-commerce or monetizable opportunities available for STYLY creators with their WebXR experiences?
So STYLY doesn't have anything inherently built in. Once something's on the gallery, you can retain complete ownership of it. STYLY, obviously, Psychic VR Lab, as you're posting on the gallery, they retain the rights to use it to promote the platform. But other than that, there's no ownership whatsoever. So if you post something on a STYLY gallery, you're still free to do with it however you wish. And a lot of people we've been finding recently, obviously there is a craze right now for NFTs. And there's a lot of people that have been using the STYLY gallery to showcase their art to raise interest in being sold as an NFT.
That's interesting. And could you introduce us to the NEWVIEW project, as well as the groups and individuals involved in its conception?
Sure. So the NEWVIEW project is essentially the building of a community, which began in Japan about 3-4 years ago. And there's a couple of elements to it. The first is the NEWVIEW School, which we've literally just finished the first ever NEWVIEW School in the UK. So essentially what this is we open up an opportunity, a learning opportunity, to people in different locations. There's one that goes on in Japan. As I say, I think that's in its 3rd year now. And then there's also one in Taiwan, which is currently in its 2nd year. And then this year we did the first one in London. And the NEWVIEW School is designed to upskill people from other industries. So maybe you have some experience in Unity. Maybe you have some experience in a traditional artistic medium. Maybe you've worked in film production. Maybe you've worked with photogrammetry. All the skills that you have learned from these different industries, all these different mediums, can be used to create unique AR and VR works. So the school is designed to, as I keep saying about the barriers for entry, is designed to inform people that these perceived barriers may not be as difficult as you believe they are. And so to inspire you to continue your work, that you may have already done these other mediums in the AR and VR, using AR and VR as a platform. In the London school, we had, I believe it was 12 participants in total, all of whom have created something fantastic and unique, which they never would have thought of prior to beginning the school. So it's a real badge of honor for everyone that has been involved in the school, that all of our participants have gone on to create something wonderful.
It sounds like you've had a group of participants from a varied background, a lot of different experiences from these participants.
Yeah, our participants have come from a wide variety of backgrounds. We've had some who are purely from an artistic background. They've created art in the past and want to continue doing so. We've had some that have come from big data and learning the skills they have for data and asset management in there, and adapting that towards creating something a bit more artistic than simply entering data into a spreadsheet. And then we also had some teachers who are coming in to learn more about the AR and VR space and how they can entice their students, rather than just creating an asset in Maya or such, to create something that can actually be viewed by other people in a VR space. So yeah, we've had a wide variety of people done some very interesting things.
That's great. And how important is it for you and the representatives at the NEWVIEW schools around the world to give XR creatives a platform to promote their work both virtually and in person?
Yeah, so the platform is super important. Again, this bleeds into the NEWVIEW that we were talking about, NEWVIEW Project. The idea of NEWVIEW being that we want to create a global community where people can share and people can work together and create, I hesitate to say the word better, but create different types of art. And so with the platform, the STYLY platform, you can easily share something that you are working on or have been working on, something that you've created, with other people, and they can offer feedback and collaborate with you. And the idea of this community is super important, so much so that Psychic VR Lab are now supporting it with all manner of Discord channels and so on, to the point literally where in the last lecture, the very last lecture of the NEWVIEW School London, just this week, we actually, for the last hour, we hosted an international session. So our participants had finished their works and we were wrapping up. And as a nice surprise, for the last hour, we invited in people from the school in Japan and the school in Taiwan to have a big group session. And the people from Japan were telling us about what they've been doing in their school. And the guys in Taiwan were telling us about what they had been learning. And obviously all the London participants, was a big surprise to them. And they were able to share with internationally what they had been doing in the school and some of their projects. And this was only a few days ago. And since then on the Discord, there has been regular communication between Japan, Taiwan and London, talking all about what they learned and what they hope to be doing next. And it's great to see that. It's great to see that again, I'm constantly talking about barriers here, but it's great to see that those barriers between language have gone as well. And it's all just it's about the art. It's not about the struggle that you face to get there. It's about what you can create.
I guess the borders of what can be created is disappearing, as you're saying. I think it's quite interesting because working from the STYLY platform, that presents a brilliant international collaborative platform that will feed into exactly what you're saying. For example, when I was in the Dig Into NEWVIEW tour, there was a great mix of international participants there also.
Yeah, that's entirely the goal. So Psychic VR Lab, as I say, they're based in Japan. And sadly, there's very few actual English speakers in the team over in Japan. And this is why I'm here, to lead an initiative to bring more English speakers from across the world into the STYLY platform and the NEWVIEW community. And we also have other regional connections that tackle something a bit more local, a bit more domestically. So we have contacts in New York and in Toronto who are working hard to evangelize the idea of democratized XR art creation and distribution. So yeah, Psychic VR Lab's mission very much is to any of those perceived barriers you have, let's remove them. Let's break it down and get started and do it together.
So you talk about doing it together. Could you explain a little bit more about how Psychic VR Lab or the NEWVIEW Project, how these groups are helping to nurture a developer ecosystem between the STYLY and NEWVIEW platforms?
Of course. So as I've mentioned, at a very ground level, there are things like social media channels and Discord, where we invite people to come in and collaborate and talk and share and so on. But also, one of the assets that STYLY has is called STYLY Sessions. Now, this is still in beta, it's still very early, but it is functional and it works, and it's soon to be available to everybody. So what the STYLY Sessions is it's possible to create a set list, if you like, of VR or AR scenes, and then invite up to 15 people into that space. So if there's a project that you're working on in VR and you want some feedback on it, you can simply create STYLY Sessions, and invite somebody or a few people into the space with you in real time and discuss using voice chat the piece that you're looking at. So obviously with the NEWVIEW school, this is exactly what we were doing at the end. We would had all of our participants enter into space to see everybody else's work and offer feedback and offer creative feedback. And I think there's something incredible about that. It's obviously like Multibrush does a similar thing, but I don't believe there's voice chat in Multibrush yet. But the idea of being that you're not just being in this space and thinking of ways to inform the creator. You can do it in real time. You can be there with them in that space and tell them exactly what you think, offer your feedback immediately in like I say, in real time. So the STYLY is being fleshed out to encourage the idea of collaboration. And then outside of VR, as I say, we have numerous channels. We have a forum and a Discord and Slacks and anything you can possibly imagine. We have the STYLY and the NEWVIEW branding out there to support anybody that comes to the platform. Further to this, another extension of the NEWVIEW community is the NEWVIEW Awards. Now, the NEWVIEW Awards is an annual award ceremony that takes place in Japan, but it's open internationally. Anybody can enter the NEWVIEW Awards. And the idea of this is to showcase the best of what has been created on the STYLY platform over the previous year. This award ceremony is open to anybody, as I say, but it also it's not something that is easily dismissed by the artistic community, because it does come with some pretty hefty prizes, which include the grand prize has got $20,000 attached to it. And then there's also other prizes, including showcasing your artwork. So, for example, last year there was the ability to showcase an AR scene in a building in Japan, and this year there's a similar scheme going with Parco, which is a very famous building in Shibuya. And so if you win these awards, it's not just about monetary gain, which is obviously nice, but it's the ability to get people to see your art that may otherwise never have seen anything that you would create. And obviously for someone who is an aspiring artist, that's a pretty nice award to be able to say, yes, I created something on this VR platform, which then 10,000 people in Japan came and saw.
I'm so glad you brought up the NEWVIEW Awards. It's very interesting because it seems to be a promotion of giving these AR projects platform as well as a great monetary gain. Going back to the NEWVIEW Awards, could you give us some insight into the judges in the current jury?
Yes, so the judges are different every year. One of the principles of the NEWVIEW Awards is we obviously want it to be an international thing. This is not just for artists in Japan. The NEWVIEW Awards are open across the globe. And for those of you who are watching this, the submissions deadline is the end of October. So if you are interested, check it out now and maybe get yourself an entry into the awards. And so the judges, as I say, they're different every year. And they are, again, we try to aim for people who maybe have some experience with AR and VR, but predominantly are from different industries. So film directors or musicians. Because again, potentially in a few years' time, XR has the ability to eclipse all of these things if we make the barriers low enough that anyone can enjoy it. So those mediums are gonna need to get some fresh eyes into the XR scene. So we like to have people that come in again from film or television or music to give some recommendations and to give some positive criticism, positive feedback to the creators. And so having them as judges for the awards, I think is a great principle. It's people who know enough about VR to have produced something, but it's not predominantly their area of expertise. If you're creating a story-led experience in VR, who better to tell you, to offer you feedback on how that story is unfolding than someone who works in film or is a writer?
Definitely. I want to take it back a couple of steps. I want to talk about the idea of you seem to be very involved with your community and you're talking back and forth. I want to know about some of the feedback that you've received on these various platforms, whether it be STYLY Psychic VR Lab or the awards ceremony. What's feedback from the participants been like?
So for the school is obviously the easiest ones. We've just wrapped that up, and I'm very happy to say that we've had some wonderful comments from our participants who are very happy with the way the school's turned out, which is honestly it means a lot, because it has been for a lot of us that have been working on it. It has been a big draw on our time to make sure that we were delivering exactly what was needed to our participants. We were very passionate about the curriculum and making sure that we had nailed exactly what we set an end goal and worked back from it, and making sure that we gave the participants the exact tools that they need in order to create something in AR and VR, something that they genuinely thought was worthwhile. And so getting the feedback we've got and seeing some of the creations that they have made is wonderful. It's been a really uplifting experience these past few days since the school finished, all the comments that we've received. In terms of STYLY as a platform, we launched a forum earlier this year where people can come and give us feedback on technical difficulties or any ideas they may have. And all this feedback goes directly back to the development team in Japan. So hearing about some people using the platform and asking for specific features or an issue they've encountered, and getting that direct feedback one-to-one through this forum, this has been invaluable to the team in Japan for bettering STYLY for everybody. Prior to this, obviously, again, the team based in Japan, they would only work on what they believed was the next important step, or what the local community did. Whereas now they have communication with the global community, and they can see maybe what somebody in LA needs to push forward their art, or what someone here in London needs to push forward theirs, rather than just being what the Japanese community are working on. In terms of the NEWVIEW Awards, the feedback for that, obviously, as I said earlier, there is a $20,000 gold prize. So the feedback for the awards has always been positive. I don't think anyone would turn down that kind of prize. So it's not there is no payment to entry to the awards. Anyone can submit to the awards. Like I say, anyone across the world, it's globally open to everybody. Simply upload your project onto the STYLY platform, send it out. That's it. That's all you need to do. So the feedback for that, obviously, is always positive.
That's fantastic. It seems like very exciting times for Psychic VR Lab, the NEWVIEW School, as well as the STYLY Creative platform. Obviously, STYLY has released on the Vive port earlier this month, or last month rather, as well as the NEWVIEW Awards that are coming up. Could you tell us what's the next step for Psychic VR Lab, STYLY and NEWVIEW?
Yes, so we are in a beta phase for the STYLY sessions right now, and obviously working a lot on that. Just to recap, STYLY sessions is the multi-user in a single set list, a single space simultaneously, a set list of VR creations. Again, these are just simply scenes that you upload to the STYLY platform. Select the scenes that you wish, and invite other people to join you in your STYLY session. Another big project that we're working on right now is which you yourself took part in, the dig into NEWVIEW. So in principle, these are going to be regular sessions in which anyone can join, anyone can come in and see curated artworks from the STYLY platform, led by it was Miriam who gave you the tour. She is our Toronto contact, and she'll be hosting regular events. We're also going to launch regular meetups in once obviously the COVID situation is under control. We're going to launch a series of regular meetups. I will be hosting the ones here in London, and also there'll be international meetups as well. The local coordinators in those areas will give you more information on those in due course. But these will be meetups which are literally designed to showcase artists. We want to honor, essentially, when you're using the STYLY platform, you're entering into an agreement with STYLY. You are hosting your art on our platform, so we want to feedback and give you the best possible opportunity to showcase that art. So these are what the meetups are all about. We're not going to spend hours teaching you how to do XYZ on the STYLY platform. I'm sure a lot of you people out there already know how to do, to create something in Unity and upload it. It's really that simple. So instead, these will be about showcasing the art, bringing collaborators to being creative together to collaborate and perhaps come up with new opportunities and new ideas. And one last project that we're working on, you may have seen in the recent news. So we have started launching individual pieces of content, individual scenes or creations that have been uploaded to STYLY platform in an app wrapper. So you can distribute on Viveport, you can distribute specific scenes, specific VR experiences that you have created and upload to STYLY as their own individual app. So the end user wouldn't even need to download STYLY. They can simply download your app from Viveport and begin playing it immediately, begin involving in the scene that you have created without any extra barriers at all.
That sounds very, very seamless.
Yeah, that is the hope. Yeah. So I've never been involved in the development cycle myself, but as I said at the start of the interview, I was a journalist for many years, and I'm well aware of the barriers that developers have to get through to publish their apps, be it having to sign with a publisher or having to go through endless reams of submission process in order to get clearance to launch on whatever store it is they may choose. So working directly with Psychic VR Lab to push past that and to come up, if you've got the idea, Psychic VR Lab are willing to help you get past those barriers to get your idea out to as many people as possible.
Awesome. It sounds like there's a lot in the pipeline. So for those who want an update, what's the best way for them to get in touch with Psychic VR Lab, NEWVIEW, or to get involved with the STYLY creative platform?
So yeah, we have any social channel you can possibly imagine. So the best platform for immediate discussion is the Twitter channel, which is styly_UK. There's also styly.global on Instagram. It's worth heading to. We also have the forum, which you'll be able to find simply going through the official Styly website, which is styly.cc. And there you'll also find the gallery, where there is more than 10,000 pieces of art you can go through. And as I say, it is compatible with WebXR. So even if you don't have a VR headset to hand, you can just go to the gallery at styly.cc and experience some of the creations in your browser using the arrow keys or WASD to navigate through the scenes. And then also we do have a Discord, which has recently been launched. I have to be honest, I don't remember the Discord off the top of my head, but I'm sure if you search for Styly, you'll find it there.
That's fantastic. There's a lot of fun to be had there. I can personally attest to that. But thank you for joining me today, Kevin.
Thank you very much for your time, Rory. I really appreciate it. And to everyone watching this on XR today, thank you very much.
No, thank you. Thank you very much. And that's it from myself. If you want to get more XR news, you can subscribe to the XR Today news channels or follow our social media. I'm Rory Greener from XR Today. Thank you very much for watching.